could object, she was up and out of the restaurant and running across the street. Myra and Nicky had smiled as they watched her from their table by the window. And then the unthinkable happened. Barbara looked up, waved at them, and started across the street. The car bearing diplomatic plates came from out of nowhere. A second later, Barbara was sprawled on the road, cars screeching, people screaming, and then the police and the ambulance arrived. And that was the end of Myra's world as she knew it. Myra sipped at her lukewarm coffee. This part of her reverie was where she always floundered. The year following Barbara's death was a total blank. Somehow she'd survived, first with Charles's and Nicky's help, and then by seeing a CNN news report. A woman named Marie Llewellyn had taken the law into her own hands when the justice system failed to convict the man who raped and killed her only daughter. Right on the courthouse steps, with the whole world watching, Marie Llewellyn had pulled out a gun and shot her daughter's killer. Myra then hired Nicky to defend Marie Llewellyn. Nicky's fiancé, Jack Emery, was the prosecutor. Even though they were engaged and on opposite sides of the fence, Nicky took the case, much to her fiancé's chagrin. Myra had posted $1 million bail for Marie so that she could be at home with her family. Knowing in her heart and gut that Marie would be convicted, she'd asked Charles to help her whisk the entire family to safety. With Charles's expertise from his background as a covert operative for Her Majesty in MI6, they had successfully hidden the Llewellyn family. To this day, their disappearance was still a mystery to anyone who cared enough to inquire. So yes, Myra was out $1 million, but in her opinion, it was the best $1 million she'd ever spent. What did bother her was how relentless Jack Emery had become, and how determined he was to get to the bottom of what he called Myra's duplicity. Because of his zeal, Nicky eventually broke off their engagement, and she and Jack were now bitter, angry adversaries. Myra got up to refill her coffee mug and saw Charles standing in the doorway. She rushed over to hug him. He gathered her close to kiss her cheek. "Is it a good morning, Myra?" "The best, Charles. The very best. I was just sitting here thinking and remembering." At the look of concern in his eyes, she hastened to add, I know, but I wasn't dwelling on the past. Remembering is all right. I don't ever want to forget. But I can handle it now. Sit down, dear, and let me get you some coffee. I just love this time of day when it's only the two of us. Oh, we're getting old, aren't we? Charles's eyes twinkled. A little, but that's not something we're going to think about. It's how we feel that's important. It will be so good to see our girls again. I have everything ready. Myra set the coffee cup in front of Charles. Do you ever regret letting me talk you into forming the Sisterhood? Not one little bit. I do miss the days in Her Majesty's service, but what we're doing here with the girls makes me miss it less and less. It gives me a chance to renew old acquaintances, to ask for their specialized help. Make no mistake, Myra. Without your money, we could never do what we're doing. Charles, let's be fair. We each bring something to the Sisterhood. Your expertise, my money, Nicky's legal abilities, Catherine's 18-wheeler, Alexis's red bag of tricks, Julia's surgical skills, Isabel's architectural expertise, and, of course, Yoko's Eastern philosophies. Oh, and let us not forget Murphy, whose superior canine instincts warn us when Jack Emery is getting a little too close for comfort. She paused. I told you when we started the Sisterhood that I would gladly give up every cent I owned to get justice for Barbara. I meant every word of it back then, and I still mean every word of it today. Are we ready for the girls' arrival? We are on target, Myra. This is... What does Catherine...